from. You're on my mind, and you know I'm broken, but you're not the kind. No, I'm broken, but you're not the kind, not the kind. On my mind, so listen. I'm on the run, afraid of heights, and too much for sound, girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done.
Fastest car, that best racer of these 16? We will find out. First two up, Silver Bullet and IROC Firebird. And they're off, and it is Silver Bullet by a little bit going into the first turn. Quick off the first turn, and he has the lead by a couple car lengths. He's going to take the outside line here, but he's still ahead coming out of it. IROC Firebird slowing down there, losing more ground across the finish line, and it's easily Silver Bullet. Not even a contest, especially after that first stretch of track. Look at that. IROC Firebird bouncing around in the track there a little bit too much, not keeping straight. And we'll jump to the next one, 80s Corvette and the Wildcat. Making their way down. It is Wildcat out of the gate here, but now it's the Corvette, but now it's back to Wildcat as we head to the second turn. He's a couple car lengths ahead at this point in the inside line and really starts to run away with it here. Crossing the line, easily the Wildcat. Wild Racer takes it. Wild Speed. Take a look at this replay. Very wiggly in that track, but still was able to be faster than the Corvette. Thunderbolt and the Buick Stalker. Thunderbolt, that gray car there, and the Buick Stalker, that bright neon one. Around the outside, it's pretty close, but the Stalker's got it. As we head to the inside line for him, and the outside for that gray car, and it is no contest over and over. Look at the stretch, the distance between them. Thunderbolt almost didn't even make it to the end. And that is going to go to the Buick Stalker. Good couple of seconds behind. Chevy Stalker and Cobra taking a crack at it here. It's the Chevy Stalker out of the gate to the first curve, and he's got it. He's stretching that lead. Cobra falling behind. If he can have a good turn here, though, no, he's not going to, and he's falling behind even more car lengths. And it is the Chevy Stalker across the line. And he will advance. Take a look at that replay. Both cars pretty straight on the track. The Chevy Stalker just was quicker out of the gate. The Viper, the Dodge Viper and the Infiniti. Neck and neck out of the gate. Hard to say who's got it. It's the Infiniti by a little bit around the first curve. And grabs back the lead into the second one. Has it by a few car lengths on the inside line. And he's just stretching it out now. And it will be the Infiniti. Slowed down a little bit at the end there. Maybe celebrating a little too early. But it still worked out for him. It was a close race for the first half. But once you got halfway through that track, the Infiniti just started to run away with it. And there was no catching up. Funny Car and Bullet Nose. That Hershey's branded car. Funny Car out into the lead. Around the first curve. And he's got it even more. A couple of car lengths now. Around the outside here. And it's just going in his favor. Bullet Nose not living up to the speed of a bullet there. A closer race this time, but not in Bullet Nose's favor. Funny Car will advance. Look at that. Maranello and the Dodge Concept. Maranello, that very colorful car there on the right, but already out to a shaky start around the first curve. It's not going to be the Maranello so far. The Dodge Concept. Very quick through these curves. Stretching the lead. And it's easily the Dodge. Both of them getting to the end of that towel very quickly. But the Maranello, not his day. Not his day indeed. The Solaire and the GT Racer. Both with some spoilers on the back there. Who will that benefit here? It's the Solaire out of the first turn. The GT Racer a little bit behind. Has a chance to catch up here. Taking that inside line and grabs the lead back. A good move by him. Now stretching it out. Solaire falling behind. And they're slowing down to a crawl across the line. But it will be the GT Racer. Solaire won't even get over that last finish line. Just comes to a stop. They really slowed down there at the end. I thought Solaire had a chance if he just put on that burst of speed at the end, but no. Both of them were tired out. And look at our advancing competitors here. And now we got the Infiniti and the GT Racer. Out of the gate here, it's the Infiniti. Around the first curve, and it's the GT Racer, but the Infiniti grabs it back. Now a couple of lengths ahead, we go to the other turn. He takes the inside line and stretches it more, and it looks like the Infiniti's got it. Unfortunate outcome for the GT Racer, but it is the Infiniti. Very quick. That was one of the closer races we've seen so far here in the second round. We have the Silver Bullet. We have the Dodge Concept. Neck and neck here, it's the Silver Bullet, but now it's the Dodge Concept coming around the inside line here. It is the Dodge Concept by a few lengths, and the Silver Bullet's not going to mount another challenge. And it will cross the line and be the Dodge Concept. Take a look at that replay. Very close. But we got the Chevy Stalker and the Funny Car. Funny Car out into the lead so far. Good aerodynamics on that build. It's going to help him a lot. The Chevy Stalker trying to keep up, but he's not got it. He has the inside line here. How's he going to go? He's going to get out in front. It's going to be the Funny Car just a little bit behind, but making some moves, and it's the Funny Car across the line. Wow, what a finish. Chevy Stalker very quick on that curve, but the Funny Car with his aerodynamic build took the race there. And it's going to be up to the Buick Stalker to try to take one here. Heading around that curve. It is the Wildcat. Stalker falling behind. And the Wildcat's going to take it. No contest there. Not as close as the last race. Unfortunately, the Wildcat will grab the lead from the blue Buick Stocker. It'll be the Wildcat, it'll be the funny car, it will be the CT. It will be the Dodge Concept, the GT Racer, sorry, the CT. Funny car, out into the lead, just by a little bit, very fast on the straightaways, a little slower on the inside lines, but the Dodge Concept has no chance. It is just not his day. The funny car out there on the track, very, very fast. Aerodynamic build, not much is going to get past him out there on the track. Up to the Wildcat and the GT Racer. Will they have anything to say about the funny car? Only the one who wins will get the opportunity. Is the Wildcat to the first turn, the GT Racer falling behind quite a bit. It looks like the Wildcat's got it if he doesn't fumble the second turn. And he doesn't. By a wide margin. You see the funny car there waiting. His final challenger. And it will be Wildcat. An unfortunate finish for the GT Racer. Not his day. At least in this race, it was up until this point. Go to the finals. And let's take a look at the funny car and the Wildcat one last time. It's at best 2 out of 3 here for these two. So it's going to be an interesting one. Look at that funny car out into the lead already, but Wildcat not making the moves needed, neck and neck, and the Wildcat's got it around the inside line here. Funny car falling behind. First time he's been behind this whole competition, and Wildcat will take the first race. An upset, definitely, for a car as fast as the funny car. Wildcat didn't have it at first, but pushed very fast out of that first turn, taking the lead. Funny car now into the lead around the first turn. Wildcat behind, but now in front out of that first turn. Funny car behind a little bit, lagging behind. How is he going to come through the second turn? It is the funny car by a little bit. Coming down to the finish line, neck and neck, but it's Wildcat through the finish line by a margin, a very small margin. Look at this. It's funny car up until this point right here. Passes right at the end. It is Wildcat by a half of an inch, it seems. And Wildcat will be our fastest racer. Welcome, Hot Wheels fans, to Event 3 of King of the Track. 16 new competitors here, starting with the Jeepster and the Soul Air, vying for who is the fastest car. Each victor in each event will then go on to the final event, where all the victors will race each other. Getting a look at this first race here, it's the Soul Air by a lot. It was the Jeepster out of the beginning, but the Soul Air came back about halfway through and will take this first race. Good job staying in the middle of the track, not too much wobbling, stayed straight, streamlined well, stayed fast. We got Way Too Fast and the Lakester, two very different looking cars. Who will be more aerodynamic on the track? And right now it's Way Too Fast, being way too fast out of the first turn. Just stretching that lead now into the second turn around the outside line, and it seems that he's just way too fast. Look at that distance between them. No chance for the other car here. Very large car, but she only got a lot of speed, especially when it got moving. Let's take a look at Diesel Boy and Power Pipes. See how they do here. It is Diesel Boy out of the first straight and through the first curve. It's Diesel Boy by a couple car lengths. Let's see how Power Pipes does on the inside line here. He's going to take it. A little bit of catching up, but not enough. He's falling back away again. And Diesel Boy will have it easily, launching him into round 2. Look at how close that was. He was catching up. Power Pipes, but just not his day. GT Racer and the Silver Bullet. Different style of car this time. We saw him in the last race, but they were different colors. Right now it's a Silver Bullet by a long shot. As we go to the finish line here, it's no contest. GT Racer, not his day. Look at that. Large distance, that's at least 20 car lengths right there. Now it's for the Mercedes 500 and the funny car. Different style of funny car this time, but it's the same aerodynamic build. Around the first curve there, the funny car's dropping back. Usually fast out there, but not today. And it's not going to happen for the funny car. It's the Mercedes easily. So look at that replay. Funny car was just not very straight in the middle there. Another funny car and old number 5.5 as they go out for the race. This time, this funny car is out to the lead, going around the first curve, and it's just extending at this point. The 5.5 not fast through these curves at all and can't keep up. These two funny cars, one of them advances, one of them does not. Look at how fast he is in this final curve. We got a Wildcat and we got a Custom Continental. Head-to-head battle beginning here. It's the Wildcat by a little bit. Let's head to that first turn. Sally takes it well. Now 3 car lengths ahead and even stretching to more. This outside line is not going to matter. It's the Wildcat, slowing down a little bit towards the end, but victory is still easy. The Wildcat will advance. A Wildcat won the last race as well. Wonder if that will happen again. But we got the Custom Thunderbird and the Praetorian Guard. This will be a very good race. It's the Guard. Out in front from the beginning, around the outside long. It's just going to keep the lead. The inside line is going to give him no trouble as well. The Praetorian Guard will guard that lead easily. The Thunderbird just did not have a chance after that first curve. It's not as aerodynamic through the turns. And we will go to the next round. Things will start to heat up here on the course. Who will take Event 3? Cast your predictions now. First up for round 2, we got a funny car, we got Wildcat. Who will take this victory? Right now, it is the funny car by a long shot here, heading into the final turn. Wildcat's not got a chance. The lead just extends. And the funny car will advance. Wildcat was fast, but the funny car was faster. Way too fast, and Silver Bullet. Very fast racers here, but who has more speed? Right now, Way Too Fast is lagging behind by a millimeter through the first curve, and it looks like the Silver Bullet's got it here. We go to the final curve. Way Too Fast is not fast enough this time. The Silver Bullet will coast to victory. It was very close up until that second curve. Way Too Fast just could not keep up. Silver Bullet had more speed out of the gate. Diesel Boy and the Praetorian Guard to battle here. It's the Guard out of the gate. Look at that. Didn't even hit the bottom of the hill, and it was the Guard already. And that's going to be it. There's not even a contest. The Guard had it literally out of the gate. I mean, I would go as far as to say the Guard has a good chance to take the victory on this full event. That would be my prediction right now. Had that victory before the cars even reached the bottom of the hill. We got the Solaire, we got the Mercedes. Who's going to grab the victory this time? It's the Mercedes out of the gate through this first curve, stretching that lead. How will we deal with the second curve? It's not going to matter. It's the Mercedes easily. Soler is just not able to keep head-to-head with the Mercedes. He's lagging behind out of the gate. We go to the next round. 4 cars left. Who will take the victory? I think it might be the Praetorian Guard. We'll have to see. Silver Bullet and the funny car will face off finally. These two out of the gate. Funny car had it for a second, but I think the Silver Bullet's going to take it on the inside line. It's pretty close, but the Silver Bullet's going to start to run away with it here in the second straightaway. The final curve, and the funny car is not going to take the race this time. The Silver Bullet is going to coast to a victory. I thought the funny car might have had a chance out of the gate, but that second straightaway really went in the favor of the Silver Bullet. Praetorian Guard and Mercedes. Who's going to get it? Praetorian Guard, a little bit more of a challenge this time as the Mercedes is right neck and neck with him, but he's got the lead at this point. It's a car length ahead, now 2, now 3. The final curve, and it's close, but the Praetorian Guard is out in front, 4 car lengths ahead, and will take the victory. A closer race for him. Finally, some sort of a challenge. He still edged it out. It will be the Praetorian Guard and the Silver Bullet here to go to the finals. First to 2 races takes the championship in this event. Who will win? Who is faster? Both of these cars have been very fast out of the gate. Who will have the edge in this race? Right now, they're neck and neck through the first race around the corner. It's the Silver Bullet. Only a car length ahead. How will this inside line look for these 2 cars? The Praetorian Guard is neck and neck. He's just a millimeter behind across the line. I can't tell. Who had that victory? Look at this replay. They're right neck and neck. But it is the Praetorian Guard by a millimeter. And they will change lanes for race 2, but that was the closest race so far this season. Right now it's the Praetorian Guard in the lead, up in that first lane. The Silver Bullet around the inside line is going to grab it back, but Praetorian Guard with a good edge at the end, and it is the Praetorian Guard. Wow, so close. Silver Bullet had it up until the last couple of millimeters, and look at that, he edges him out. Unbelievable. That was close, but the Praetorian Guard will win this event. Who's the fastest? I don't know. We'll have to find out. Taking a look at them one last time before we begin here. Now let's get it going. The Enforcer and the Speed Fleet. The Enforcer, that golden car there. The narrow body, and he's out into the lead around the first curve, and he's going to hold the lead by a car length. It's a close race, though. Speed Fleet still in it. They're slowing down a lot on this final curve. Are they even going to make it to the finish line? The Speed Fleet has a chance, but the Enforcer's pulling away now. 2 car lengths ahead. And it will be the Enforcer just barely getting across the line, too. They were both tiring out at the end there. I thought they might have just come to a dead stop and put the whole thing. But no, the Enforcer pushed across his victory. Let's take a look at Sidekick and Snoke. Sidekick. Snoke out into the lead, that all-gold car. But it is Sidekick around the first curve, taking those curves a lot faster. But Snoke has a chance here on the inside line. He's not going to take advantage of it. 2 car lengths ahead, now 3. Sidekick certainly got it across the line. Unsure at first, but Sidekick ran away with it after that second curve. Let's take a look at Silver Bullet and Kylo Ren. Who's got this one? It is Silver Bullet out of the gate. Kylo Ren trying to have something to say about it through the first curve. He does. Almost a car length ahead, not quite. And the Silver Bullet is catching up here through the next curve. Kylo Ren now falling behind a couple of lengths, trying to have a burst of speed at the end across the line. No! Wow! He had a burst of speed. Look at this. At the replay, starts to burst of speed right here. But it's not enough. Only was able to come within a couple of inches. Blue Shark and Pontiac Bagues, if I'm pronouncing that right. Certainly pronounced Blue Shark, though, who is out into the lead. Going into the first curve. Will he keep it? Yes! The Pontiac is going to take it back. Halfway through the second straight to the final curve, it is the Pontiac easily. Not even a contest here to the final straight. So they cross the line. But now we jump to the Monte Carlo and the Ferrari 355. Who's faster? We will find out. It's the Ferrari, but no. Out of the gate, it'll be the Monte Carlo. Ferrari had it for about a half of a second. Monte Carlo around this outside line. Will that loosen some ground? A little bit, but he still has the lead. 2 car lengths, 3 car lengths, and you're looking at a Monte Carlo victor. Ferrari was close, right on his tail the whole time, but not good enough for the victory. Chevy Nomad and the Ferrari F40 to race here. Certainly 2 different looking cars. Ferrari's faster through the first straight. Chevy trying to catch up, not gonna have it. 3 car lengths behind now, 4 car lengths. How is this final turn gonna look? Even worse for the Chevy. The Ferrari is just coasting at this point. Look at that. Funny Car and the Wildcat. Have a crack at it here. We've seen different variations of these two in other races as well. They're always very fast, but this time the Funny Car is out into the lead. Wildcat not doing well. Has a chance here to the final curve. No, he's not going to pick up the burst of speed needed to pass the Funny Car. And it will be a 5 car length difference going across the line. And the Funny Car will bounce his way to the next round. Let's look at the Camaro 67 and the Hot Bird. Similar looking cars, but who has the faster abilities out there? Hot Bird is trying to catch up. He's gonna grab the lead here in the back straight. Around the final curve, and it's just easy from here. No luck for the Camaro. Across the line. But we do advance to the next round. These 8 cars will head-to-head battle for the semifinals. And the first 2 up are the Pontiac and the Enforcer. Enforcer almost came to a dead stop in the first race, so we'll see how he does here. It is the Pontiac already. Around the first curve, there's still a small distance between them, but it's just stretching at this point. Around the outside line for the Pontiac, and there's just no chance for the Enforcer. Not going to take this one here. It'll be left for the Pontiac, who will move to the semifinals. And against whom? The next 3 races will figure that out. Let's take a look at the Monte Carlo and the Hot Bird in this quarterfinals race. Monte Carlo out into an early lead around the first curve. Hot Bird falling a little bit behind, and more. Now 5, 6, 7 car lengths, 8 car lengths around the final curve, and the Hot Bird is going to retire to the garage after this race. As the Monte Carlo easily takes that victory. This replay, not too much wobble there in that one course for the Hot Bird. Not the kind of angle you want to take in the track. Not very fast. Funny Car and Sidekick. Who's got it? It's the Funny Car. Out into an early lead. Around this curve, the Sidekick trying to make some ground up, but he's wobbling around in that track a lot. He's got it in the final curve, I think. No, he doesn't. Unfortunate. Thought I saw a little bit of a speed boost coming from him at the end of that second straight, and that inside line was all he's going to need, but not today. The funny car held the edge. But let's take a look at the Silver Bullet and the Ferrari F40. Two sleek-looking cars. Who is going to take this victory? It is the Ferrari around the first curve, but let's take a look at the Silver Bullet. Now pulling a car length ahead. How will the inside line look for the Ferrari, though? Around it, he's going to take back the lead momentarily, but the Silver Bullet's going to pull ahead. Now 1, even 2 car lengths. And the Silver Bullet's living up to his name here. Will grab that victory. Unfortunate for the Ferrari. We head to the next round. The semifinals. 4 cars left. All black. At least each of the car has some black on it somewhere. But who is faster? Funny car, Silver Bullets. 2 of the fastest competitors of today. Going head to head here in the semifinals. It is the funny car through the first straight. The Silver Bullet trying to catch up. A few millimeters behind, falling back a little bit. Now to the inside line for the funny car. He's got the lead by a couple car lengths. Now 3, now 4. And it is going to be the funny car crossing the line. Silver Bullet just did not have that necessary speed boost at the end. It's been burst and boost at the same time there. Speed boost at the end and just could not take it. Monte Carlo and the Pontiac. Who will challenge the funny car in the final race? That's what this one will decide. It is the Monte Carlo out into an early lead around the inside line. He's got it even more now. A couple of car lengths starting to stretch it out as we head to the final curve. Any look from the other one? No, it's going to be the Monte Carlo challenging the funny car in the final race. Battle, first 1 to 2. See the funny car there just waiting for his challenger. Watching this race, learning his competitors' weaknesses and strengths. First to win 2 races will be the champion. We'll see which one of these 2 very fast racers is going to have the edge here in the final couple of races. But right now it's the funny car out of the gate. But it is the Monte Carlo out of the first turn. Very quick through those turns. We got the inside line coming for the funny car, who's already taken back the lead. And it's just all speed from here. Crossing the line, victorious is the funny car. That's going to give him 1 point. How will lane 1 fare for the funny car, though? Will the Monte Carlo even things up here in the next race? We will see. It is the funny car through the first turn, but the Monte Carlo's got a chance. If he's fast through this inside line, he's catching up to the funny car, going through the inside line. He's got it by a car like the funny car with a little bit of speed at the end is going to take the victory. Unfortunate. Wow. I thought the Monte Carlo was going to even things up a little bit for him, but not today. And the funny car is your King of the Track Event 4 winner. Will advance to the finals. Take a look at all our contestants. A few weird-looking ones today. Who will be the fastest, though? We got the Studebaker and the Thunderbird Stalker to begin the first race out of the gate. It's the Thunderbird around that first curve. A little bit of ground gained by the Studebaker, but not enough. And now the lead is stretching away. Take that inside line there. And the Thunderbird will easily take the victory. Look at that replay. The straightness of the Thunderbird through that final piece of track. Not much wiggling at all. They give him that victory. The funny car and the turbulence. Take a look here. It's the funny car by a couple of inches out of the gate. The turbulence has a chance here through this curve. Now a car length behind the funny car. Staying ahead here, but not gaining any more distance around the curve. And it is the turbulence. Look at that, a couple of inches ahead, but across the line is the funny car coming back, grabbing the victory right out of the hands of the turbulence at the last second. Look at how close they were. But it was indeed the funny car. Look at the Solar and the Dodge Concept. Both silver cars today, but it is the Solar out of the gate around that first curve, and it's just an extension of lead for him. A couple of car lengths between them. Around the final curve here, the Dodge Concept trying to gain some distance on that inside line, but loses it on the final straight, and it will go to the Solaire. Not his best performance, the Dodge Concept, but the Solaire was just too fast. The funny car and the Laser Camaro. Taking a look there for a shot at it here. Funny car out in front by a tiny bit through the first curve. That Camaro's giving him a good run for his money. Now he's going to start to take over the race. Now 3, even 4 car lengths ahead around the final curve, and I think it's all speed from here for the Camaro. No luck for the funny car. Around that first curve, it looked close. It looked like the funny car was again going to run away with it. But not the case this time. The Camaro was very fast out of that first curve, had the momentum, and held that lead. We got the fat fendered and the Ford F-150. Who has that more aerodynamic build? Right now it looks like the Ford F-150 around the first curve, and it's just extending that lead. Now a few car lengths ahead around the inside line here, but the fat fender is not quick enough, and the Ford 150 is going to take the victory. Moving on to the second round, the quarterfinals. How about the Porsche and the Sidekick? Who is faster from these two? Right now it looks like the Sidekick coming out of the gate, already car length in front. Let's go around that first curve. The Porsche not making up the ground needed. Half a car length behind. Let's go around this second curve. And it looks like the Sidekick's got it. The Porsche trying to make a move at the end here, actually. Oh, but it's not going to work. Unfortunate. I thought it was going to easily be the Sidekick, but it almost ended up being the Porsche in that last straight. The speed bump and the Fighter. Speed bump out into a lead by a little bit, but the Fighter taking it back, especially on this inside line. It's very close here. The speed bump trying to gain that ground. Only a half a car length behind around the inside line, and the speed bump's taking it back. The Fighter trying to fight his way back to the top across the line, but it's not close enough. Very back and forth race here. Take a look at the replay. The Fighter trying to make his way back up to the lead, but it's not going to work because of his slowness on that one curve. Honda Odyssey and the Ford F-150. Two larger cars here. It is the Odyssey, much faster out of the gate than the Ford around the first curve. The Ford trying to make some ground back up, and he's going to have to be faster this last curve if he's going to consider taking the lead back. He is fast, but not fast enough, and the Honda Odyssey will coast to a victory here. Not as close as the other races. Races have been especially close in this event compared to the previous ones, though. The excitement is increasing out here in King of the Track. And we got 8 cars going to the next round. All very fast cars. It's hard to say who has the advantage right now. Honda Odyssey and the Sidekick to start things off here in the quarterfinals. Both heading down the hill towards the first curve. The Sidekick is behind, trying to make up some ground. He's not out of it yet. If he's quick to this inside line, the Odyssey around the outside line still has the lead, but only by a little bit, and just is stretching it out here. Gonna cross a car length ahead. First place. Honda Odyssey will move to the semifinals. And we'll have to face off against 3 other cars, but who will those cars be? Camaro versus the Thunderbird. Who will race their way right into the semifinals? Right now it looks like the Camaro coming out into the lead, going around that inside line, and he will extend the lead by a little bit, but the Thunderbird is certainly not out of it. A good turn here would help him out. Around the inside line, it is the Thunderbird by a little bit, but the Camaro racing back up. It's neck and neck. But it is the Camaro by a fraction of an inch. Look at the face here at the final finish line. Definitely looked even close to a tie. But it turned out the Camaro was faster. Solaire and the speed bump taking a crack out of here. So it's the speed bump here out of the first line. And now, not much to say here. Look at that distance. Didn't even hit the second curve, and it just was already clear who the winner was. Coming across way ahead of the Solaire. And that victory was very, very clear. Certainly going to have to watch out for the speed bump here going into the finals. Funny car in the Ford F-150. Two very fast cars, but who will take it this time? The Ford F-150 actually out into the lead early, but that funny car taking back the lead going into the first turn and actually extended it a little bit, but the Ford giving him a run for his money here as we go to the second curve, taking the lead around the inside line. Is going to take it even further to 3 car lengths. Funny car making up a little bit of ground, but certainly not enough. And it ends 2 car lengths ahead to the Ford 150. And we head to the semifinals. 4 cars left. Who will be our victor? My eyes are definitely on the speed bump, who really killed it in the semifinals with a great race. Honda Odyssey and the Ford F-150, who will be sent straight to the finals. They are off, and it is close, but the Honda Odyssey, again, out in front by a little bit around that inside line, and the Odyssey's doing a really good job heading to the outside line here. The Ford has a chance through this inside line, but it's not his day. And the Honda Odyssey, by a couple car lengths, is going to grab that victory. Not the best performance for the Ford, but the Honda Odyssey is so fast, it's hard to complain. Camaro and the speed bump. Gold versus blue. It's close out of the gate. The speed bump actually lagging behind a little bit. Maybe the last race was just a little bit too easy for him, and the Camaro seems to be running away with this one. Speed bump a little bit into it, has a good chance around the line, but no, not going to work. He didn't have that burst of speed necessary, and it looks like it will be the Honda Odyssey versus the Camaro in the final race of Event 5, a King of the Track. Best 2 out of 3. Who will take the victory is the question. First to win 2 races. Camaro, Honda Odyssey. They are out of the gate. It is the Honda Odyssey with an early lead, but the Camaro is certainly giving her a run for her money as he takes it back here in the second straight. Odyssey trying to have that burst of speed at the end, but it's not enough. And the Camaro, by a considerable length, will take the first race. Odyssey certainly not out of it yet, as she did have that lead for the first third of the race. And so with a good start in the next race, we'll be able to take the victory. We will see. Out of the gate here, they change lanes. Honda Odyssey a little bit out in front already. The Camaro again on the second straight, taking back the lead. Seems like the curves are very, very good for him around that outside line, and it's all speed for the Camaro. He will cross with the victory, and he will advance to the final round. Only now 5 videos later for the King of the Track Championships. A victory for him here. You need to win 4 straight races, beat 4 other cars in order to take the victory. They get harder and harder each time. Reddator and the Way Too Fast are our first racers here, and the Way Too Fast is not fast enough. The Reddator in the lead out of the first turn, and it's 2 car lengths ahead here around the final turn here. Way Too Fast, does he have a chance? No! Falling behind here towards the end, and the Reddator will take the first victory here, launching his way right into those semifinals. The next 2 here, Dodge Caravan and the Spoiler Sport. Good opportunity for both of them, but the Spoiler Sport, a terrible start. He was a car length behind before he was down the hill. He's still in it, though. He's actually making a good run here. He's going to take back the lead on the second straight. A surprising move from the Spoiler Sport. And now it's not even a contest. The victory is clear here. Wow. I was almost sure that the Spoiler Sport was going to have no chance. But good moves, staying focused, staying straight, keeping his head down through the end here. And the victory turned his way. The Boogie Van and the Custom Mustang. 2 very differently sized cars, but it is the Boogie Van out of the first straight to the first curve, and it's still the Boogie Van, the Mustang trying to make up ground, but it seems futile at this point. The final curve, will that help the Mustang out? No, he's really slowing down over there. And the Boogie Van will cross way faster than the Mustang. Looking at that replay, look at the bleed, man. Actually wiggling a lot in the track there. Just the pure speed in that lane. Worked in his favor. Mustang crossing very slow. Kind of hanging to that right side of the track. Not good. Chevy pickup in the nude list. Nude list out into the lead. Pickup not doing a good job on the straights through the first curve, and it's not even a contest. You can tell already that the nude list brought the speed and the momentum and the energy today. And you don't even see the pickup on the screen until the nude list is already up against the ending wall there. Seemed like it could have been close at first, but not quite. Let's take a look at the Buick and NASCAR. Car representative of a full racing sport. Should be faster, but the Buick is out into the lead. Through the first curve, NASCAR trying to get back. Gaining a little bit of ground. It looks like he's got it. If he can be fast through this last curve, he is fast. He has the lead. Buick trying to make a push for the end across the line, but it is NASCAR. And rightfully so. Car representing such a huge racing league. Should be able to at least advance to the semifinals. And by about a fourth of a car length, he indeed did. Sidekick and Nissan next to go. Already, it's the Nissan out into the lead through the first curve. Golden car, the Sidekick, using some ground here. How will that final curve go for him? No. It's not fruitful. And it will be easily the Nissan crossing the line in lane 1 first. Look at the funny car and the noodle head. This funny car certainly looks very decorative. Those orange spots on it, but it's the noodle head out into the lead. Let's see that first turn. How does it go? It's still the noodle head. Funny car dropping back even more. Let's try the next curve. Not good for the funny car. We cross the line with the noodle head taking the victory. Try the Fairmont and the 71 Dodge Challenger. Out of the gate, they're both neck and neck. The Fairmont having the edge. What about that first curve? It's still the Fairmont, but the Challenger taking back the lead through that second straight. Quick out of his turn, and this last turn is going to produce a similar result. As the Challenger holds out the victory by a couple car lengths. Challenger very quick through the turns compared to the Fairmont. And that was the key. Definitely, speed through the turns is just as important as speed on the straights. We got our 8 cars in the semifinals. All still in good competition. We got the Noodle Head and the Challenger going up against each other here. Out of the gate, it's already the Noodle Head to the lead. How will the first curve go? We've seen how the Challenger has done on the curves, but the Noodle Head is going to keep in front. They matched up out of the first curve, but it's the Noodle Head. Now through the second curve, and a little bit of a burst of speed from the Challenger, but not enough, certainly. A few car lengths behind. Noodle Head will advance to those semi-finals. What about NASCAR and the Nissan 300? Two evenly matched cars, or so it seems. NASCAR dropping back out of the gate. How will the curve go for him? He's trying to make up the ground, but a few car lengths behind. He needs to be fast out of that inside line. It's a no. It's the Nissan by a wide margin. Not as evenly matched as expected. You see that Challenger. That Nissan go over the line first. Redatter and the Nude List. Two very quick cars. See how they face off against each other. Redadder trying to keep up with the Noodless through the first curve. He's not going to keep up. The lead is stretching away. He needs a mistake from the Noodless, but it's not coming. The lead is clear, and the winner is clear, as the Noodless also vaults his way to the semifinals. Last race of the quarterfinals of Spoiler Sports in the JL Boogie Van. Boogie Van out into the lead, but we've seen the Spoiler Sport come back in the previous race. Will he come back this time? He's trying to keep up with the Boogie Van. He has a chance. He's dropping back a little bit. He needs to be faster this final curve if he's going to be thinking about catching up. The thought seems to have lost him, and it's the Boogie Van by a long shot. Such a large car, you wouldn't think that kind of speed would be possible. But that Boogie Van certainly boogies down the track. Crossing that line first. Here we go to the semifinals. 4 cars left. So close to the finals. Noodlehead and the Nissan. Who has the edge here? It is the Nissan by an inch, but the Noodlehead trying to keep up with him, trying to stretch the lead. The Nissan pulling ahead here around the final curve. Unfortunately, that Nissan, again, is going to shut down his competitor. Definitely the Nissan happy about that. I'm sure the Noodlist is not. Nissan has been shutting down competitors all day today, but will he shut down his contender in the final? The Noodlist to get. Oh, the other one was the Noodlehead. This is the Noodlist and the Boogie Van. Who's going to be quicker around the first curve? Actually, it's the Boogie Van, but the Noodlist on the straight, taking back that speed. Boogie Van must be faster this final curve if he has a chance, but no, there is no chance. And the Noodlist, who looks very similar to the Noodlehead, may add, will be the contender with the Nissan in the final. 2 very fast cars. Victor is certainly unpredictable here. First to win 2 races, as usual. Who will grab the races? So far, we have not had a situation in which 3 races were necessary. We will see this time if it's going to be different. It is the Nissan out of the first curve, but the Noodle is taking it back. Trying to pull ahead of the Nissan. Nissan fast through the curves. Trying to make up some ground here at the end. He's actually going to cross the line only a half a length behind. I sure thought the Nissan had a chance when that burst of speed came, but it was too little too late. And now we changed lanes, and the Nissan needs to take the victory now if he's going to push it to a final race. The Noodlist already ahead. Energy seems to be gone from the Nissan, but he's putting down that last burst of speed around the curve. It is the Nissan. Noodlist trying to catch up. At the end, he crossed the line, and it is the Noodlist. Very close. Nissan putting everything he had out there, overdriving that engine. But the Noodlist, with the perfect speed at the end, will take this victory and the championship. Go up against each other in an exciting race. Our 16 new and fresh competitors. You can take a look at them here. All ready and anxious to race. First 2 up, the Mr. Mom's minivan and the Fat Fender. Getting their first look here. Minivan out into the lead over the Fat Fender around the first curve. Minivan still holding strong, now extending that lead. How will the second turn look for both of them? And the Mr. Mom's minivan is going to have it in spades. Fat Fendered, a little too Fat Fendered out there. Could not gain the speed necessary to even challenge the minivan. What about the Tail Dragger and the Nissan? Getting their first crack at it here. In event 7, out of the gate, it is the Nissan. Now a car length ahead. How will that first turn shake things up? The Nissan just extending that lead even further. Second turn will probably not make any a difference as the Nissan coasts to a victory 10 to 20 car lengths in front. Tail Dragger dragging behind. Almost didn't even make it to the finish. Nissan will advance to the quarterfinal round. Flat Out and the Buick Riviera. Two sleek-looking cars. How will they fare on the track? Flat Out trying to challenge the Buick here through the first curve. He's got it for a second, but the Buick fighting back. Gonna grab back the lead. Now a car length ahead. How will the second turn look for him? Good. Extending that lead. Flat Out trying to make a comeback here, but not quick enough. And the Buick is gonna take it. You can see about halfway through this last straight, Flat Out has that burst of speed, but it is too little, too late. Jaguar, Ferrari. Third to race here, or fourth to race here. Race 4 of the 8 in the opening round here. Jaguar had the lead there, but Ferrari's going to grab it back. Now a couple car lengths ahead. How will the second turn look? Jaguar falling more behind, and the Ferrari moving slowly will coast to victory. Jaguar certainly a little bit of a look there as the Ferrari slowed down at the end, but it was already too far behind to make any sort of important move. You will see the Ferrari advance to the quarterfinals. Nudelist and the Porsche. Very shiny cars. Nudelist way out in front out of the gate. Not looking good for the Porsche already. I mean, at this point, is there even a contest? Second straight. Porsche is not even to the final turn. The Nudelist is crossing the line. And I don't even see the Porsche. Did he even finish? No, he didn't even get to the second turn. And in all honesty, the Nudelist is a difficult competitor to go against no matter what car you are, so the Porsche certainly looked even worse with that situation. Another Porsche and the Chevy Stalker, a different kind of Porsche this time. Will he fare any better? Right now it looks like no. Chevy Stalker out into the lead. A few car lengths ahead, already into the second straight, streaking ahead at high speeds. I mean, this Porsche, I think, will get around that second curve. Right now, I'm not even seeing him. Is he going to finish? Rolling very slowly here. And he's not going to finish. That's two Porsches in a row in the last two races that have been unable to reach the finish line. Certainly not a good look for the Porsche company today at King of the Track. See him just come to a stop there. Did not have the energy or the ability to get there. The Cadillac 16 and the Ford 3-window or tri-window. Take a look at them. Cadillac out into the lead. Ford trying to battle back around this first curve. It looks like a little bit of challenge will mount from the Ford, and he's going to grab back the lead. The second curve to his favor on the inside line. I think he's going to get it. The tri-window Ford coasting to victory. Cadillac with a little bit of a burst at the end there of speed, but not enough. And you're going to see the Ford move on to those quarterfinals. Closer race than the last two, definitely. Mercedes and the Jaguar to get things going here. At the end of the opening round, Mercedes falling behind. Jaguar through the first curve has the lead. Mercedes trying to work it back up there. Closing the gap a bunch. How will the second curve look for him? And he will pass the Jaguar through the second curve. Have the lead. Jaguar making some moves at the end, though. Is he going to have enough time? No. Right at the end. The burst of speed came there, but not enough track left, and it was too little too late. Even a couple of feet left, and the Jaguar would have had it, but nope. Mercedes will advance. We see our 8 advancing cars right here as we go to the quarterfinals. Nudelist and the Buick Riviera. Buick Riviera is certainly going to have a tough time here against the Nudelist. And you can see that happening already. Nudelist getting out in front out of the first straight, now into the second one, and the lead starts to expand. How will the Buick respond around the second curve? No response from the Buick as he just tires out toward the end. Nudelist, again, with a spectacular performance out there on the track. Has not seen much of a challenge so far. He crosses the line. Nissan, Mercedes. Two similar looking cars. How are they gonna fare against each other? Nissan out into the lead, Mercedes falling behind here already in the first straight. Around the first curve, Mercedes losing that gap even more. Nissan now stretching it out around the final outside line. No difference there. And then Nissan will close to victory and move on to that semifinal round. Good moves by the Nissan, straight in the track, not too much wobble. Good streamlined motion. It's gonna give him the victory. Mercedes struggling there, definitely. Not his day. We got the Mr. Mom's minivan and the Ford tri-window. Two cars, two weird looking cars. One of them very big and one of them old-timey. Right now, the minivan is in the lead by a lot, and it looks like that's where it will stay. Tri-window not having the speed necessary, and the Mr. Mom's minivan will be seen in the semifinals and have a shot at the finale. Chevy Stalker, Ferrari, two sleek cars. Who is faster? They come out of the gate, it's the Stalker. Through the first straight, around this first curve, this is the time for the Ferrari to make that comeback. He's neck and neck with the Stalker, but he's falling behind again. The second curve is not going to look any better for the Ferrari, as the Chevy Stalker coasts to victory here, across the line, only a couple car lengths ahead. But once the Ferrari fell back in that second straight, it was over. He couldn't gain the speed necessary around the last curve, and it will not end up in his favor. 4 cars left as we go to the semifinals. We have Chevy Stalker, we have Nissan 280. Two cars that have dominated their respective races so far. But who's going to have the edge here? Right now the Chevy Stalker looks like he's got the edge. Nissan crawling back up there. Look at the curve here, and the Nissan's got the lead. Chevy Stalker with a move at the end, though, is going to cross the line in front. What a move. Back and forth the whole race. But the Nissan did not have it at the end, did not keep his head down through the finish. And the Chevy Stalker took advantage of the slight hesitation. And will easily advance to the finals. Mr. Mom's minivan, Nude List, out of the gate. Nude List already out in front. Mr. Mom's minivan giving a little bit more of a challenge than the other two cars. Looks like he's not only going to finish, but actually challenge him for the lead. But the Nude List around the second curve extends that lead. Mr. Mom with a little bit of a move at the end, but it's not going to work. A few car lengths behind, and a few too many, as the Nude List will be seen in the finale, going against the Chevy Stalker. Finals, as usual, the best of 3, so first to win 2 races. Chevy Stalker and Nude List, 2 dominant competitors here. Chevy Stalker, Nude List out of the gate. Stalker giving him a challenge here, coming into the first curve. It looks like the Nude List is going to gain some speed out of the first curve and start to take back the race over. Around this second curve, inside line for the Nude List will be advantageous, and it will stay that way. Chevy Stalker, a little bit of a burst of speed at the end, but the Nude List got too far out in front, and it won't fall in the favor of the Stalker. 1-0, the Nude List. This second race is key. The Stalker needs to try to take that race and push it to a third race if he can. He's already lagging behind through the first turn. Chevy Stalker, he's going to get the inside line on this curve, but the lead is stretching around this curve. Chevy Stalker trying to keep up. Can't. Across the line, it is the Nude List, your Event 7 King of the Track champion. He will advance to the finale at the end of this season. A very fast car and very deserving of the win indeed. We will see you next video for Event 8. A few more victors here in the qualifying for the championship, you could call it. 16 more cars out here. The Chevy panel and the funny car will start us off, vying for that one championship spot that will launch them into that final battle between all the fastest cars from all the events. And who will get there? right now, the funny car not doing well. Trying to make it to the end. A little burst of speed from him from the end, but it's not the case. It's not going to be his day. He will fall short of advancing. The graphic funny car in the Murata Stalker out for the second race of these qualifiers for the quarterfinals, which will then lead to the semifinals and the finals of this event. It is easily the Chevy Stalker here. The Murata, actually. Sorry about that. The graphic, all I can say is the graphic funny car certainly is not taking this victory. No matter the name of the other car, the funny car will lose this. Mustang Mach and the way too fast. Mustang out into the lead, way too fast, not living up to his name here through the first straight, way too fast, now falling behind around the final curve, and there is no contest again. The Mach will take it. Way too fast, certainly wasn't too fast. Don't name yourself way too fast and lose in qualifying the opening round here. The Ford and the Studebaker out of the gate. It is the Studebaker. Ford falling behind a little bit around the first curve. Studebaker still in the lead, now stretching it. The final curve, as long as there's no too extreme bumbles, it will be the Studebaker easily. Ford rolling slowly to the end here, crawls across the finish line in defeat, and will not advance to quarterfinals. Not the kind of finish expected. Thought it was going to be a closer race, but no. Off track in the Jaguar. Take a look at them here. Out of the gate, it is the Jaguar off track, falling behind, getting a little off track there, if I could say, and the gap is increasing. Jaguar around the final turn, 10 to 20 car lengths in front. And the off track is going to have to learn to get back on track in a future race if he wants to take fastest car or even get to the quarterfinals, of which the Jaguar will advance to. What about the Tiger Wheel Ford and the Wolverine, though? Two Fords, Tiger Wheel versus Wolverine. Wolverine out into the lead. Tiger Wheel trying to take it back through the first curve. No, he's not going to. Wolverine still has it. Will the second curve look any different? No, the lead just increases for the Wolverine. Will cross and move to the quarterfinal, the semifinals. No, I was right the first time. The quarterfinals with no difficulty. It was easier for the Wolverine to win that race than for me to identify the next stage of the competition. Ferrari and the Solaire. Good look here for both of them. Solaire out into the lead. Ferrari with some work to do around this first curve. Will he gain it back? No. Solaire still moving quickly as we head to that final curve. Will anything change up here? No. The lead just establishes itself even more. And the Ferrari will not have the victory. Solaire, again, good move from him. Be victorious. About the Tiger Wheel Porsche and the school bus. School bus out into the lead. Not a car you'd expect to be so fast, but look at that speed. Actually, a gap increasing here. Tiger Wheel falling behind. And the Porsche, who in general, Porsches have not succeeded in this King of the Track season, will lose out to the school bus, who was really boogieing it there in the final straight. If you look at the replay. We got 8 cars left here as we move to the quarterfinals. 8 fast vehicles. But who is the best? Studebaker in the Chevy panel. Evenly matched cars, in my opinion. How will they turn out here in the race? Looking evenly matched so far. Studebaker trying to take a lead, a couple car lengths ahead. Will the second turn look any different? It looks like the Chevy panel's making a run to try to come back up, but no! Studebaker's gonna run away with it in the final straight. Unfortunate turn of events here for the Chevy panel, who dominated in his first race. Crosses behind the Mustang Mach 1 and the Jaguar. Screaming fast cars, neck and neck here out of the start. Mustang even with a little bit of an edge to the first curve. Jaguar trying to make some moves. Will in the second straight, looking good for him. Couple car lengths now ahead as we go to the final straight, and it stretches out for the Jaguar, who will advance to the semifinals. Certainly not a good look there after that first curve for the Mustang. A little bit distracted on the course, I think. What about the Solaire and the Wolverine Ford? How will they match up here? Wolverine Ford falling back already through the start. Will he make a comeback here in the second straight? No, again losing more to the lead, but he has the inside line here. Is he going to take advantage of it? No, it looks like the Solaire is going to continue to stretch it out. That burst of speed at the end does not come for the Wolverine. And the Solaire will launch his way right into the semifinals and get one step closer to that final round. Murata, Stocker, and School Bus stand in his way, though. At least one of them do. Murata falling behind the School Bus in the first turn, trying to come back here. School Bus slowing down a little bit. He has the outside line here. Is he going to be able to make it back up? School Bus with a burst of speed at the end, though. And he's going to cross the line victorious. The burst of speed came at the right time, and it was for long enough and fast enough that the Murata couldn't keep up. Had the lead, thought he had it, but no. School Bus, an unexpected victor here, will actually advance to the semifinals. 4 cars left, 4 very fast cars. Who will get to the finals? Studebaker and the School Bus, certainly a good matchup. Who will grab the edge out in the beginning? It is the School Bus. Studebaker certainly not out of it yet to that inside line. Studebaker trying to make it up, but no, look at the School Bus. Now taking leads here. Establishing now 3, 4, 5 car lengths, now even 6 as we cross the line. And the School Bus is your victor here. And you will see him in the final round going head-to-head against one of these next 2 cars, trying to advance to that overall championship a few videos from now. Jaguar and the Solaire, who will challenge the School Bus? All going to be about speed out of the gate. Right now, Solaire was quick out of the gate, but the Jaguar certainly has something to say about that through that first curve as he takes back the lead. Look at the Solaire again, though, with a burst of speed around the inside line to his advantage now. Jaguar will need to make the move right now if he's going to take it back, but it's not quick enough. And the Solaire will hold that lead just enough and have to face the School Bus here in the finals at a best at 2 out of 3. Try to take the victory. First to win 2 here, School Bus and Solaire. 2 tired out racers, but certainly the speed is still there as they drop down the gate there for the first race of the 3 or even 2. School Bus out into the lead. Solaire falling back behind. Will the second curve look any different for the Solaire? He needs to get that burst of speed. No, School Bus will cross. You would hope Solaire is just trying to save some of his energy. But if that's the performance we're going to see in the second race, School Bus has it in spades here. Let's see if things have any sort of turnaround in the second race. Look at this, out of the gate. Again, School Bus with the faster move out of the gate. But Solaire with some moves, making it back up. Tied now around the inside line. Has the lead with School Bus with a burst of speed. Make it at the end. Yes, he will! By a fraction of an inch. Across that first line. And School Bus, in the last second, at the end of this race, by a millimeter even, will be your champion in Event 8, and we will see him in the final 10 fastest cars from these 10 events. Who will be the fastest from Event 9? Not sure yet. Looking at these cars, it's hard to tell. Who's got the energy? Who brought the practice? Well, let's get it started here. The Thunderbat, the Audi Quattro. First up here to go. Down the ramp, and it is the Audi Quattro onto the lead, the inside line, but the Thunderbat with some speed is going to come back up and can now take the lead. The inside line again for the Thunderbat here. And the lead is stretched out. The Audi trying to make a burst of speed at the end, but it's not enough. And we're going to see the Thunderbat make his way to the semifinals. The quarterfinals, sorry. Launch into the next round after a good performance here. Porsche and the Corvette. Silver versus yellow here. Out of the gate, it is the Corvette for second, but the Porsche grabs it back here. How will the outside line look for him? Not so good. Corvette taking it back. Looking at this next turn here, Corvette fast around the curve, and the Porsche might not have a chance to come back. And there will be no mounted challenge, leaving the victory to the Corvette. Bright yellow car. We will see him again in the quarterfinals. Cadillac and Volkswagen bus. Look at that thing. Huge car. Is he fast though? Out of the gate, not looking so good. Cadillac has it. Volkswagen dropping back a little bit. How will the second curve look for him? The inside line, not going to help too much. A little bit too much drag with the spoiler. And it won't turn in his favor. He almost fell over going around that curve there. That would have been disastrous. Look at how much he wiggles back and forth in that track. That sideways movement is not helping him gain speed. Millennium Falcon and the Silver Bullet. Millennium Falcon, you know, is a well-known ship from a well-known series. Will it live up to its name for speed here? Looks like not so much. Silver Bullet taking the race so far and will continue to, crossing the line in the lead. Millennium Falcon, not so good there. Needs a tune-up maybe. Silver Bullet also was very fast, had a good performance for him. Cougar and the Mercedes. Gold and that black, kind of black gemstone look on the Mercedes. Cougar out into the lead by a couple car lengths through the first straight. Now the second straight, the lead extends for him. How will the second curve look for him? Very good. Slowing down a little bit, but it's certainly not going to matter, as the Cougar certainly grabbed this victory by a long shot. Other car almost didn't make it over the line. Look at that. And the victory is clear. Bill Elliott in the funny car. Two new racers here. Out of the gate. They're both fast. Bill Elliott certainly has the edge. For the first curve, it is Bill. And in all honesty, it doesn't look like a contest here, as Bill Elliott coasts to victory. No worries for him. And we will certainly see him in the quarterfinals. Funny car not even making it to the end. Is he going to cross the line? No! Comes shy by a centimeter of the finish line. Did not even have the dignity to finish. Not good looks for him there. Look at that. Almost, but not quite. Viper and the Firebird. Get a look at that teal, that shiny teal body on the Viper. Looks nice, but will it give him the win? Will he have the speed necessary? Push to the next round. Right now, the Viper does have it. Firebird dropping back behind, but he gets the inside line on this curve. Is that going to help him? Not enough, it doesn't look like. And the Viper will cross a few car lengths ahead, securing the lead and the position in the quarterfinals. Toyota and the Cadillac. I haven't seen much of Toyota in these events so far. We're going to look for it here. Right now, Cadillac out into the lead. Toyota needs to make some moves here. He's going to take back the lead. Falling back behind, and we'll have the outside line on this curve. Not looking good. The inside line. And the Cadillac certainly got it now. Look at the lead extend. Wide margin. and will not turn in Toyota's favor. We head to the quarterfinals. Things will heat up now as cars are getting faster and the races will certainly be more evenly matched. Silver Bullet and the Cadillac 16. How will those two look? Out of the gate, Silver Bullet in the lead. Around the first curve, how's it going to look? Will the Cadillac mount a challenge? No, actually losing ground here, and the inside line's going to go to the Silver Bullet here, and it's just all speed from here for the Bullet. And that will wrap up that race, sending the Silver Bullet easily into the semifinals to await his next challenger. So far, the Silver Bullet has easily coasted to victory in every one of his races, but will another car have something to say about that? Thunderbat and the Viper getting a good look here for both of them. Two cars, I think, about evenly matched. Viper out to the lead. The Thunderbat might have something to say about it with the first curve here. Takes the lead shortly, but the Viper's going to grab it back. Going around the inside line here. Viper now extending it. Thunderbat trying to have a burst of speed. It's not going to come at the right time or at all. And the Viper will move his way on into the semifinals as well. Certainly a close race at first, but the Viper got the speed he needed on that second straight, kept his head down and straight, and took the victory. Corvette and the Bill Elliott, two very fast cars. A yellow body versus that red and white car. Around the curve now, it is the Corvette. Bill Elliott trying to say something about that, taking back the lead. The next curve is not going to look good for the Corvette. A little bit of a burst of speed, but not close enough. And it's going to go to Bill Elliott. Corvette at least held his ground in that last straight, but he couldn't make up any. What about the Cadillac and the Cougar? Out of the gate, Cadillac out in front. Around the first curve, Cadillac now extends the lead. 3, 4, 5, now 6 car lengths, 7 even. Around this wide curve, and it's very easy to see the victor here. Cadillac will launch right into the semifinal rounds. Cougar, his journey ends here, but he did try his hardest. 4 cars left, 4 very fast competitors. Who's going to have the edge here in the semifinals? Cadillac and the Bill Elliott still hanging on there. As they go out here, down the ramp, Bill Elliott has the edge by a slight bit around the first curve, now has the lead, but the Cadillac coming back, taking the lead with the inside line, going to push it forward. Bill Elliott trying it with a burst of speed at the end, but not enough. Too little, too late. Bill Elliott lost his grip on it in that second straight. A little bit unfocused, some inside, sideways movement, and could not hold on to it. Silver Bullet and the Viper. Honestly, it's up in the air. Who will have the victory here? Silver Bullet out into the lead immediately out of the gate. Again, very fast, even in the semifinals. It looks easy for him right now. How will this final curve look? As we've seen so far, not much to say in that final curve. Silver Bullet takes the victory easily and will be seen in the finals. It's kind of what fans were expecting. And the Viper could not be the underdog here. Finals, first to win 2 races as usual. But who will win? Cadillac and the Silver Bullet will be the challengers here. Silver Bullet very fast, but Cadillac is certainly a challenger that will put him a run for his money. Around the first curve, Silver Bullet now extending his lead, not looking good for the Cadillac. The second curve's not looking much better, and the Cadillac's falling behind. Kept up a little bit more than the other cars who challenged the Silver Bullet did, but it wasn't enough by a long shot, and Silver Bullet will take the first victory. Certainly going to be very difficult for the Cadillac, who will not have the inside line in the last curve this time, and is going to have quite difficulty here with such a fast car as the Silver Bullet. Inside line here for the Cadillac. Around it, gets a little bit of ground, but it's not enough, and Silver Bullet, as fast as he is, will be the one who wins Event 9. And will be another car you will see in the final championship. Welcome, Hot Wheels racing fans, to Event 10 of King of the Track, the final video. Mustang sidekick to start us off. This is the last video before the championship, so one more video to end it all. After this one, where the 10 champions from these 10 will go up against each other in the championships. Video 11, the Mustang is going to cross in front a few car lengths ahead and take the first race here in the opening round. But excitement is building as we head to that championship race, the fastest of the fastest. The winning cars from each of the 10 events will face off. Charger, Bugatti, second race of the opening round. Both excited, trying to get that last spot in the championships. And now the Bugatti falls back, continuing to fall back here. Couple car lengths behind. Charger ahead by 2 car lengths, 3 now. A burst of speed from the end not coming. And the Charger's going to take that one. Good endurance from him there. Staying in front those couple of car lengths the whole way. Not let the Bugatti catch up. Cadillac and the Scion. Similar cars in previous events. We've seen him here again. Scion out into the lead, falling back a little bit as the Cadillac takes over in the second straight. How will this last turn look for them? Scion back in front now. Cadillac needs to come back right now. The burst of speed is not coming again. And the Scion is going to win this one and move on to the quarterfinals. Good attempt. It wasn't good enough. Funny car and the Ferrari. Brightly colored cars. Heading down the steep hill into the first straight, and it is the Ferrari out in front. Going to the first turn, the funny car is taking it back over. The Ferrari has a chance here on that inside line. How is he going to take it? He's back in front, but not for long as the funny car streaks ahead. Now 2 car lengths ahead, and the victor is clear. Funny car will be seen again in the quarterfinals. Good movement there from the funny car, staying straight. Had that outside line on the last curve, but used it to his advantage. Godzilla and the Stalker. Big Godzilla. Very odd-looking car. It only matters if that car has the speed necessary to move on. Right now, it's not working. The Stalker is out in front. 3 car lengths. This last curve not looking good for Godzilla, and he will fall here as the Stalker crosses the line way in front. We will see him in the quarterfinals as well. Good attempt from Godzilla, but not good enough. Nissan 280 and the BMW get their first shots at it. Heading down that steep hill, Nissan out in front. And now behind, the BMW is going to hold that lead here through the second straight. Nissan taking it back on the inside line, now has the lead again. The lead extends, and the BMW is unable to put on the burst of speed at the end, and it's going to be over for him. We're going to see the Nissan in the next round, but not that BMW. Unfortunate. He had the lead for just a little bit of time, but it wasn't happening today. Camaro and the Porsche. First 2 here to get a crack at it. Camaro out in front. Porsche already falling behind the outside line. For the Camaro is just helping him out. Look at the speed he gained from that curve. The inside line is doing the same thing. And the Camaro is going to win with no contest. Very obvious victor there. Porsche did not have the speed at all necessary, nor the energy needed to take the victory here. Look at that. Nissan 300 and the Corvette. As we head to the end of the opening round here, just about. Corvette holding the lead by a little bit. Inside line looking pretty good. Nissan trying to come back. He doesn't have it. How will this inside line look? He's gaining that lead. Now it's even smaller, but the speed is not coming. And the Nissan will not take it. Corvette will move on. It was pretty close, but he did not stay straight through that final straight. Look at how wobbly he was. That's not going to be good. End of the opening round. Here are the quarterfinals with 8 cars left. How will this look here? Stocker, funny car. First up here. Down the track, funny car, trying to hold that lead. Stocker, not doing so well. He's going to have it back just for a little bit. How will this inside line look for the funny car? Good, it's a lead back for him, but the Stocker with some speed is going to take it over again. And the Stocker, by a little bit of an edge, will reassume the lead and move on to the semifinals. Look at the Camaro and the Scion keeping things going here in the quarterfinals. Down the edge of the hill. And the Scion is falling behind through the first turn, trying to gain speed back, but it falls behind more. Now 4 car lengths. Inside line to his advantage, but it's not going to be used. And the Scion will not win it here. Camaro will move on. An unfortunate ending for the Scion. What about the Mustang and the Nissan 280? Looks to be a close race here. 2 very fast cars. Heading down the hill, they are close out of the gate. Mustang trying to hold the lead there. But we're going to see some moves from the Nissan, and it's not going to be the Mustang. As the lead extends across the line, a burst of speed at the end from the Mustang, but it's not going to work. And that's going to be the end of the run for the Mustang. Corvette, Charger. Out there to race now to end quarterfinal rounds, pushing it to the semifinals. Charger falling behind, out of the gate. Corvette in the lead. Now 4 lengths, now 5, now 6. Look at that, probably 7 at this point. Charger not getting any speed from that final curve. And look at that ending. The contest is clear. We will see the Corvette in the semifinals. Look at how fast he was to the end there. Very straight. The track is unforgiving with the wobbles, but some of these cars are very straight through the track. That's how they gain the speed. Semifinals now. 4 cars to go. Who will edge him out? Stocker, Nissan 280. To go here. Down the ramp. Stocker trying to hold the lead. Nissan pushing him off, and he is at the inside line here. And now he's out into the lead. Stocker with an inside line curve here. This could help him out a little bit, pushing around it, gaining a little speed and a little ground, but it's not going to be enough, I don't think. And then Nissan will cross with the victory. Very close the whole race. But you can see how those curves can affect the cars. Using those turns to your advantage is usually one of the only ways to beat out another fast car in these times. Corvette, Camaro to end the semifinals. Who will verse the Nissan in the finals? Down the curve there. You see the Camaro drop back here. What about the Corvette around this outside line? Not an advantage for him. Camaro back in front. Corvette trying to push it from the end. A little bit of speed, but it's not enough. And the Camaro will hold him off by a half a length, even a quarter of a length, and take that victory. As it crosses, we will see him in the finals. Remember, it's going to be the first to win 2 races. Look at who we got. We got the Nissan. We got the Camaro in the finals. 2 very fast cars. Who will edge out and move on to the championship? Take the final spot open in the King of the Track Championship. Camaro out in front here through the first curve. Nissan trying to make up the ground. How will this inside line look for the Nissan? It is good, and he's back out in front. Camaro needs the speed right now to come, but it's not coming in time. And the Nissan will be back on top with the first win in race 1. Only needs 1 more to advance. Will it be pushed to a 3rd race? It may. We'll have to see how it looks here. Camaro out into the lead already. This is exactly what he needs if he wants to take this quickly. Nissan dropping back even more now, not looking very good. The outside line not going to be to his advantage. He's going to drop back more, and Camaro, by a long shot, will cross in front and take the victory. What a finish. Saw the Nissan lose energy there about halfway through that race. Not the energy he needed to have in this final race, and it is down to the final. Camaro out in front again. Nissan with the inside line on this curve, though. It could work out for him. Who's going to take the final race and take the championship? Nissan, couple car lengths behind. Camaro stretching it out, cross the line, and he will have the victory. Very, very close. But it is the Camaro. We will see him in the championship for King of the Track, guys. Don't forget to tune in next time. Hot Wheels fans, it has all led up to this. 10 victors from the 10 King of the Track events coming here to face off in the championship. Who will take the final victory? Which one of these cars is the fastest of the fast? First event. We have the Mazda MPV. Second event. We have the Wildcat. Third racer. Third event champion. Praetorian Guard. Our fourth event champion. Funny car. From the fifth event, our winner was the Camaro Z28. From the sixth event, our champion was the Nudelist, the pink Nudelist. Seventh event, the Nudelist Cooper. The eighth event, our victor was the school bus. Our ninth event, Silver Bullet took home the championship. And in our most recent 10th event, our victor was the Camaro, decked out in flames. First race of the opening round, Praetorian Guard, Wildcat. Who will advance? Down the track, Praetorian Guard out in front, Wildcat with some work to do here. They're both in the same lane! Look at that switchover. Seems a little bit unfair, but it looks like the Wildcat's not going to be able to catch up anyways. Praetorian Guard out in front, no contact between the two, so the race is still fair. And across the line, lane 2 wins, and it is the Praetorian Guard switching over the lanes. If the cars had made contact, then it would be assumed that they were of similar speeds and the race would have had to be redone, but they did not contact. A move like that is deemed okay by the officials. No, they're going to redo it. They're going to redo it. They're going to give him a second chance. I guess because of the finals, they're going to reinstitute the race. That is all right with me. Look at how close it is right now. Praetorian Guard still out in front. And rightfully so, taking that victory after a beautiful performance in race 1. Normally, a race like that would be seen as an aberration unless there was some contact. But they're going to actually redo the race, letting both cars have another chance. Mazda MPV and the funny car. Certainly a wild first race. How is it going to go here? Mazda falling behind. Funny car up that large curve, but is going to fall behind again. Trying to gain the lead back. Has the inside line here. It's definitely going to work for him. Mazda with a chance. If he's fast at the end, with a burst of speed at the end, it's the Mazda. Across in lane 1. Look at that. We go from a crazy first race to a head-to-head battle in this race. The championship is certainly building up here in the opening round. Mazda will be seen in the next round. What a finish. Silver Bullet, Camaro. Out, down the gate, Camaro. Trying to hold off the Silver Bullet, but through the inside line, the Silver Bullet has the lead. Camaro coming back up here, now has the inside line to work with. Silver Bullet trying to gain speed at the end. He's going to have a burst of speed at the end, and he's going to cross in front. Look at that. Jumps to the replay, and we see the finish. Silver Bullet, a huge burst of speed. It was unmistakable that the Silver Bullet had the speed at the right time. And he's going to cross in front of the Camaro here and move on to the next round. Camaro Z28 and the pink Nudelist. The race here, both neck and neck out of the gate, but the Nudelist showing his speed around the first curve out in front. Camaro trying to catch up. He does! Look at that burst of speed there around the inside line. Now way out in front. Nudelist not the speed necessary to regain that lead, and it will go to the Camaro. Thought the Nudelist easily had that. A good breakaway out of the beginning. But the Camaro in the championships. Hold them off. The Cooper, Nudelist, and the school bus. Very fast cars. Here's from the event in the middle. Neck and neck here, school bus now out in front. Nudelist trying to make moves here, has the inside line to work with as well. School bus trying to hold them off, not working. Nudelist in front for a second. It's neck and neck, but the school bus pulling away here at the end is going to cross just in front. Moving on to, I believe, the semifinals as well. There's going to be some sort of bye situation here with just 10 racers. Look at that, 5 moving on to the next round. 5 of the fastest cars. Who's the fastest of the fast of the fast? We'll find out here. Next round coming up. Silver Bullet, Mazda, MPV. We'll have to see who gets the bye or if it's worked out in a different way. As they head down the track, it's the Mazda out in front. Silver Bullet certainly has a chance to go through the first curve. Silver Bullet back on top. Mazda with some speed here and the inside line. Silver Bullet now falling back a little bit. Mazda needs that burst of speed at the end like before, but it's not coming, and the Silver Bullet will hold him off and move on. What a finish. Not the kind of victory that was expected, but the Silver Bullet certainly lived up to his name there. Camaro, Praetorian Guard. Praetorian Guard, we saw one of the cars that jumped the lane in that first race. How will he fare this time on the outside line in the first jump here? Around that curve, no jumps track there, but the Camaro's out in front. Praetorian Guard gaining that lead here through the inside line, now holds it off again. Camaro needs that burst of speed at the end. Is it coming? Yes, the Praetorian Guard cannot hold him off, it looks like. How will the finish line look? Not good for the Praetorian Guard, and edges out by the Camaro by about a half a length. Camaro advanced. I think the school bus might have been by. I'm not sure how this is going to work. Free pass for the school bus. Too cool. Go to the next round here. 3 cars left. How is it going to look? Semi-finals these are. Camaro, school bus. Camaro now having to race both times. The bye, I guess, will go to the Silver Bullet. Not 100% sure how these brackets are working out, but right now the school bus needs to show that he's faster in order to advance. Camaro trying to keep up with him. Now he's getting the lead back. School bus not faring well through that second straight. How will the third straight look? The speed is coming back for the school bus, but will it come back quick enough? Yes, by an inch. As he crosses over just in front. Camaro could not hold him off. So close, so close. But the race was just too much in the school bus's favor. Look at that burst of speed at the end. That was about an inch. Free pass for the Silver Bullet, who performed well in the previous race, but now we head to the finals. Silver Bullet, school bus in the King of the Track Championships. First to win 2 races as always. But who will win this race? This is the highlight of the season. The 2 fastest cars in the game. Which one? Edge out the lead. Silver Bullet out in front. First curve. School bus trying to gain some speed back. It looks like he's going to, but how will that inside line look for both of these cars? Silver Bullet trying to come back here at the end. Is the burst of speed coming? It's coming right now, but is it enough? No! And the school bus will take race 1. What a close race. I could certainly see this one possibly going into that 3rd race, depending on how these cars fare in the next race. Silver Bullet needs to be fast through those curves, though, if he wants to push it to a 3rd race. Silver Bullet with the outside line on the first curve here. Second straight for him, and Silver Bullet already pulling out in front. How will this inside line look? It's going to be a little bit shorter. Might gain some more speed. More speed gain. Is the school bus going to have the burst of speed at the end? No! And the Silver Bullet's going to push it to a 3rd race between these 2 cars. Definitely worked up to be an exciting finish in King of the Track Championships here. Last 2 cars, final race. Who's going to edge them out for the champion? They are neck and neck. School bus trying to catch up neck and neck with the Silver Bullet through the final curve. Who's going to have enough speed at the end here? Who's not going to tire out? Silver Bullet behind with a burst of speed at the end, trying to cross the line in front, but it is the Silver Bullet. Wow, it looked like the school bus. Unbelievable. Look at how close that was. I couldn't even tell. I thought the school bus had it. But it looks like, according to the laser timer, the Silver Bullet is the first one. Now for some clarification. People might be wondering about the Camaro versus Silver Bullet. Through all those free passes, things seem to get a little bit jumbled. People might be wondering, how would they fare against each other? But indeed, the Silver Bullet on those straights is a little bit faster. So it works out. School Bus right in between those two when it comes to speed, and rightfully takes second place. But it's unbelievable, that last finish. It was by a hair that the School Bus could not edge it out. Silver Bullet, the burst of speed came at the right time, and you saw that victory. What a finish. The Silver Bullet on the other lane certainly stretches out that lead over to Kamaro as well. The finish was great. The fans are going wild here for the Silver Bullet. What a fast car. The grand winner is the Silver Bullet indeed. Out of 10 groups of 16 cars, whittled down to 10, and whittled down to the end here. Take a look at all the collection here of Silver Bullets. What a beautiful collection of cars, all ready to race. Hot Wheels fans, this is it. This is the beauty of racing. Pitting all these cars together, all these racers who all showed up for the final tournament, the final championship. The viewer can take a real close look at the body of these cars too. Look at that. A little carve out in the bottom as well. Coming to a weight of about 1.9 grams. It's a little bit heavier there, 2.2. But overall pretty similar. The Silver Bullet will take that Hot Wheels Cup. Look at that golden cup. Beautiful car body as well. And that will be all for King of the Track. Tune in next time for a new tournament as we pit new cars against each other for the victory.